the sister that was there at the time, she asked me to participate in the graduation mass as like a volunteer to help out. So I went to that graduation ceremony and I sat next to him. And the year after that, we just kind of kept bumping into each other. We became like really close friends. And then, after the fact, we both transferred to LaSalle. And then eventually we started dating each other. And the rest is history.
Hello, Blue Jays, and welcome to The Nest, stories about life after Manor College. I am your host, Kelly Pfeiffer, Vice President of Marketing Communications, and this is the best part of my day. My hope is that this podcast will encourage, inform, and inspire you, making you feel like at Manor College you belong here always. Before we get to today's guest, it is time for a segment of the show I like to call Did You Know?, where we will share some fun facts about Manor College that you may or may not know. Did you know that Manor College was ranked by the U.S. Department of Education in the top 200 nationally for creating economic mobility for students? We've all heard the term economic mobility, but have you ever stopped to really think about what that actually means for a family? So let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a single parent making around $30,000 a year, working really hard to give their child a shot for a better life. They're doing everything they can, and their child is watching and learning from them. Now, fast forward a bit, that child graduates from college, gets a degree, and lands a job as an accountant, starting at $75,000 a year for that salary. Can you imagine that moment? The first thing that this new college graduate is going to do is turn to their mom and dad and say, like, our lives are going to change. We're going to live differently now. That's just not like a nice thought. That's what economic mobility does in action. It's a moment of real, tangible change that can impact a family and change that family's tree. The New York Times has also ranked Manor College in the top 6% of colleges for creating that kind of mobility. And that's exactly what they're measuring. They're looking for real families getting real transformations and the ripple effect that a college degree has for decades to come. So when we talk to donors about Manor College, we don't just say, like, we're a good school. We always use the word transformational because we're just not handing out diplomas. We're helping close this wealth gap and create significant economic change in people's lives that's going to change their family forever. It's one more way we're helping our students to achieve a powerful, life changing moment for them and their families. Today's episode is sponsored by the Manor College Bachelor's Degree in Accounting, new for fall 2025. Are you ready to build towards a career that is in high demand? With a Bachelor of Science in Accounting from Manor College, you can become a financial detective, a business strategist, and a vital force for growth. Our small class sizes mean that you get personalized attention from our expert faculty. Manor College, you belong here. Learn more at manor.edu/accounting. We have a truly special guest today, an inspiring alumna who's making waves in the accounting world. She is a proud graduate from Bensalem High School, who then pursued her passion right here at Manor College. While studying accounting, she earned an associate's degree in business administration in 2012. During her time at Manor, she was incredibly active, serving as president of the Alpha Beta Gamma Business Honor Societies, where she led fundraising efforts for breast cancer awareness. She also dedicated her time to helping others as an accounting peer tutor. After graduating from Manor, she transferred to LaSalle University, continuing her educational journey. Today, she's a successful assistant controller at Hand and Stone Massage, a testament of her hard work and the foundation she has built. Formerly working at Ernst Young, one of the big four public accounting firms, Jess is also a first-generation college student. So please join me in welcoming our guest today, Jessica Strickland. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Kelly. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to talk to you. So, Jess, kind of take us back.
Yeah.
How did you hear about Manor, and why did you choose ultimately to attend?
Yeah. Um, so, as a senior in high school, I was kind of going through the college application process. as my other peers were. And I had a couple schools on my list, but I really wasn't committed to any of them. And my best friend at the time, was actually interested in Manor's dental hygiene program, and she was going to an open house event. And she's like, "Hey, Jess, wouldn't it be fun if we like went to college together?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but we're kind of going towards different paths." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to this open house for Manor. You should come along." And I'm like, "What's Manor College?" I've never heard of it before. So
Mhm.
I was like, "Okay, it can't hurt." So I went, and I feel like when I went there and I got to, meet my future professors and whatnot, I definitely got that sense of community, and just like that small class size really attracted me. Um, so while I was kind of, on my journey of deciding which college would be a best fit for me, I kind of in the back of my head that knew that like I was going to have to fund like 98% of my tuition. So that was also a big factor. So I scheduled a interview with admissions, or I think it was like a campus visit with
Mhm.
admissions, and I brought my transcripts along. I had my dad with me, and they're like, "Hey, your transcript looks really good, and you're involved in extracurriculars. I think you would be a great candidate for our presidential scholarship, which would be a full scholarship." And then, of course, my dad's like, "Oh, this is the college you should get into." So I went through the process, and it went well. I got awarded a full scholarship. So I think just between, that assistance and being attracted to those smaller class sizes is really like what drove my decision to decide on Manor. And it was
Yeah.
close to home too, so that's a huge plus.
Yeah, I love that you kind of, like, hit multiple, um, points that, like, a lot of students resonate with, like, a friend word of mouth, a friend brought
Yeah,
you there, you came for an
yeah,
open house, you met some
yeah,
people, and you were, like, feeling the vibe, and we're like, "Okay, this is a cool place, I can see myself here," and then the financial piece comes in, right? Because it's not just
yeah.
about, like, good feelings and, like, cool people, it needs to work with your budget and what you can and cannot afford. So,
Yeah.
obviously, having a really strong high school, performance really helped get that great scholarship. And then, other factors like convenient to home and having the right program and just seeing the opportunities that you could have. So that's great. I'm so happy that that all kind of worked out for you in that sense because it can be super daunting for high school
Absolutely.
students or transfer students to figure out where am I going to go? Is it the right fit? There's so many there's so many factors to consider. So I'm glad multiple factors aligned for you.
Yeah.
Definitely
Very
felt like it was the right place for you to be.
100%. I was very fortunate in that regard. It's just I'm a very indecisive person too, so for the fact that, like, Manor aligned for me that much, definitely grateful for them.
That's awesome. So, what was your Manor College experience like? Take us back. What was it like being a student? What were you involved with? Kind of what was it like for you during your college days?
Yeah, so I definitely feel like, I grew a lot at Manor. So I remember just, like, my first day coming to campus and just, like, not really knowing how, like, college works. I mean, I had a little bit of knowledge, not really knowing how the real world works, and I just, like, get to the campus and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm here. What do I do?" I was just like a blank slate for me.
Mm,
Um, but I just think Manor was like the perfect place because there's such a sense of community, and I think this everyone from the staff to the professors to your peers, like everyone's just like there to want to help you and help you succeed, and be that guide for you. And just like the sense of connection at Manor was just amazing. I think the thing that really helped me was the small class sizes, just because, I am a bit of an introvert. I was even more introverted back then. And, my goal a lot was to just like blend in with the crowd and just kind of go with the flow. But I think being in those smaller class sizes gave me a space to really just like speak out more and like participate in meaningful dialogues. And I think, that portion of my college learning was just so important. I maybe didn't like realize at that time, but just like
mhm,
looking back, I think, being able to articulate a point of view and, hear opposing point of views and just, being more engaged in
mm,
general. Because I definitely feel like, I think big colleges are great for certain people, but I know for someone like me, I feel like I I'm the type of person that could maybe just tune out, if I was like in 100 plus class.
Right.
But I feel like, like being engaged is really what kept my focus.
Mhm.
So I'm very grateful for that. And then obviously like the sense of community. My professors were great. Not only did they help me in my classes, but just like getting ready for my career. I didn't know how to write a resume. So my accounting professor was very helpful. She definitely just kind of showed me what to say, like what employers are looking for, etc. And we got my first resume down on paper, and it looked pretty good.
Mhm.
And then she also helped me secure an externship, which at least back then there was an externship requirement for the associate's degree in accounting. So
Mm.
um, I was able to get that, and it was a great opportunity. I got to dabble in some tax work, which it was great, but I also learned that tax wasn't for me.
Mhm.
Um, so that, and then I think just, I made some like relationships that, were very important. So,
Mhm.
as you know, I actually met my fiance at Manor. So
Yeah.
that was kind of a big
Kind of a
deal.
big deal, met the love of my life at Manor College,
We're getting married
shout
in
out to
November.
Carlos. Yes, yes, we're so happy for you. I was gonna say,
Thank
did you meet
you.
anyone special at Manor?
It was funny
Um,
because, oh, sorry, good.
go ahead. We just love I love, and we love, like, we call them
Yeah.
Manor matches. Whenever there's a Manor match,
Oh my
we
gosh, I love
you're
that.
a Manor match. Yeah.
I'm a Manor match. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say that now.
yeah.
So we actually met my first year. I feel like, I think was a big transition year for me. I was just kind of absorbing, taking it all in.
Mhm.
But I actually went to a couple of the masses that they offered on campus.
Mhm.
And so the sister that was there at the time, she asked me to participate in the graduation mass as like a volunteer to help out. So I went to that graduation ceremony and I sat next to him, and we're both practicing Catholic, so we just kind of bonded over that. We were both kind of like knew what was going on and what we were
Mhm.
doing. Um, and then the year after that, we just kind of kept bumping into each other. We became like really close friends. And then, after the fact, we both transferred to LaSalle. And then eventually started dating each other, and the rest is history.
Oh, that is so cute. Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. I
It
love
was
that.
actually great too, because while we weren't dating at Manor, he was a speaker at our college at our graduation.
Mhm.
And, my grandma was there, and she didn't get to formally meet him, but, she did get to see him, so, she unfortunately passed away, um, before we started dating, but I
Yeah.
can officially say that, like, she saw him, so
Right, like she
that was
heard
really
him or
great.
knew him and oh, that's so
Yeah.
sweet. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Well, how special to be not only your college experience was like I got a degree, I built some confidence, I got out of my shell, but then also
Yeah.
bonus, met my husband. That's beautiful. I love that so much. And so happy for you and Carlos. And I know November 8th is the big
Thank
day
you.
coming up,
Yes.
just about 2 months away. It's going to be beautiful.
It
Um,
will. So
yeah, that's
excited.
awesome. So, Jess, talk to us about your accounting passion. How did you know
Yeah.
that this was a career that you wanted to pursue? I think accounting sometimes gets not the greatest reputation. So, maybe you can help us understand and unlock why accounting isn't so scary and so daunting, and what's the good parts about it.
Yeah, sure. I would say it maybe started in high school. I was more into my math classes. I really like dealing with numbers and problem solving. And I will say it's like, they say we think with different sides of the brain. So someone who's into like the mathematics, they definitely I think it's the right side of your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you definitely have to have I guess that passion or that desire or that interest in numbers. So I personally just like I found that was my favorite class. I really like problem solving, just like getting to the right answer. So that was just something I was personally interested in. And then I took accounting as an elective in high school. And I was like, you know what, this kind of like blends like my interest in problem solving with what I feel is like a practical career choice because I think the job market always is doing a lot of things, but especially at that time, I feel like, you're always going to need accountants.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great field to get into. There's a lot of demand. There's a lot of different directions you can go into. not just tax. There's like tax, there's audit. Some people get into like financial planning and analytics.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of things you can do with an accounting degree. Um, so I think just, like, enjoying that elective, I was just like, "You know what? I think this is practical. I like it, so, I'm just gonna study it and see how it goes," and I was also very fortunate in that regard because, I know some people kind of, like, use the first couple years of college to figure out, what they wanna do, which is great,
Right.
and I had that open mind too, like, I don't wanna feel like just because I picked accounting from day one that, like, if I didn't find something else that I think would be a better fit, I
Mhm.
I would have pursued that avenue, but it just so happened that, like, you know, I
Yeah.
felt reinforced in my decision
Mhm.
as I was going through, the
Mhm.
program.
Mhm.
So,
That's great. I love that you felt, kinda, like, reassured as you were going through the
yeah,
program, like, "Yeah, oh, accounting, this is definitely my thing. It's
yeah,
practical, it's
yeah,
applicable, and it's
yeah,
also pretty broad." You can do a lot with an accounting degree. You can go a lot
yeah,
of avenues. You can go tax, you can go audit, you can go CPA, you can go
yeah,
financial planner, you can get all sorts
yeah,
of other credentials that really just build your career. And also, for you, you graduated in 2012 from Manor, so you were in high school during the '08 recession, which,
was,
like, was just a time of turmoil and very unsecure in the economy and job security. So I could see how having that mindset of, like, practicality for my
yeah,
college degree needs to be like a first. I can totally see that. That makes really good sense. So tell us about what are you currently doing for hand and stone massage, and kind of what's it like working for kind of a pretty large company here that's in the massage industry and in the spa
yeah,
industry.
yeah, so, I I was doing, like, consulting because I did some auditing work, and then, I went to a firm called CFGI just because, like, I was like, "I'm ready to take that next step, but I kinda wanna get exposure to different projects." So I was able to get that experience, which was great. So I'm like, I wanna take a shot in, like, the industry, like, I think previously, like, for the first 9 years of my career, I was in the client service, so I was always,
Mm,
like, jumping from different projects, working with different people, and it was great, but I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna be in, like, a more stable role." Um, so I actually was, like, working with a recruiter, and they, reached out to me about this opportunity, so I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" Like, I feel like it'd be fun to work at a spa. And they actually, their head office or their corporate office is located in Trevose,
mm,
and I grew up in Bensalem, so I was like, "Oh,
yeah, right
that's
there.
kind of very interesting." So I went through the interview process, they gave me the job offer, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this is good." And it was definitely, like, a new experience just because, back to what we were saying about accounting, there's so much different things you can do,
Mhm,
and I think my experience was definitely more, focused towards the financial reporting side of things, so, like, financial statements, auditing those financial statements, whereas this role, I'm really diving into, like, the day-to-day operations.
mm,
So, we're responsible for making sure the company's bills get paid. We are a franchise, so every week we bill the franchisees
mhm,
royalties, marketing, etc. Just the run of the mill expenses that we pass off to them, and just making sure providing audit support, making sure the books and records are accurate. Um, Cash management's a big
mm,
component of what we do. So just making sure that, like, we're keeping the place up and running day to day. And I think it's really good for me to get that experience because I definitely feel like I've definitely been more on the financial reporting side of things. So I'm definitely learning a lot. It's definitely rewarding. Just like some of the process improvements and stuff that we're implementing and, getting the audit done in a more robust fashion, I guess.
yeah,
So,
that's
it's great,
great.
and then you get great perks, you get a free facial every month, and you get
Oh,
free products, so
oh, that's
that
nice. Oh my
too.
goodness.
Yeah,
Well, that is really nice too, obviously.
yeah, yeah,
But that's so cool that you feel like in your career that
yeah,
you've had, like, you're kind of like rounding out the different areas and you're trying. And I think it's so, frankly, inspiring that, like, you're willing to, like, try new things. You want to learn new things. You're not kind of like, well, I've gotten really good at this and I'm going to stay with this. You're like, no, I'm going to push myself and I'm going to learn more. That's a great skill. And I think that's something that I think about our mission, and in our mission, we say we want to um, educate students to become like lifelong learners to serve society with compassion, and I feel like you're certainly doing that. So thank you so much for truly being like a walking embodiment of what the Manor College mission is, because that's spot on to what we're trying to do here for our students. So what's like a myth or like something we can debunk about accounting that people are getting wrong, but it's maybe a myth that's out there that we can kind of say, you know what, this is set the record straight. This is not accurate.
I would definitely say, we don't all know how to do taxes.
Mm.
My first 5 years,
All your friends hitting you up
people
for
ask me to do
taxes.
their taxes. I'm like, "You do not want me to do your taxes. I promise you, you do not want me to do your taxes."
Okay, that's a good
Um,
one.
so I definitely would say that. I think my family understands now, but it took a
It
while.
took them a while, right? They
I
think,
think they
oh,
thought I was just saying no and just, like, making it up so I didn't have to do it. I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I literally don't do taxes. I don't know. I can put it through TurboTax,
right,
and
right,
TurboTax will tell me what to do, but that's that's the
right. So
best I
can
can
I. Yeah,
do."
that's what I do. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So not all accountants can just do your taxes for you. That's
Yeah.
definitely a good one. So, Jess, what advice would you give to Manor College students who are kind of in their own college journeys right now? What advice would you give them based on all this wisdom that you've gained over these years?
Yeah, I would just say, don't be afraid to like get involved. I feel like Manor just has so much that you can get involved in, so much you can participate in, and it's just kind of up to you to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Just like ask people questions, get to know your peers, get to know your professors. I feel like one of the fortunate sides of Manor is a very inclusive environment, and I feel like it's a very welcoming environment. So even if you're more on the introverted and shy side, like you're gonna get like a good reception. You just kind of have to take that first step of faith in yourself and faith in the community and just like, just put yourself out there and like rewards will come. So
Right.
I think, just get involved, see what you like. And I think going back to like, trying new things like, um, there might be an elective or there might be an activity that you don't know you like, and then you try it and you're like, oh, actually, I am interested in this. So I think just take advantage of all the wonderful things that Manor has to offer you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, get involved, try new
Yeah.
things. This is a
Yeah.
time, kind of like, why not? You know,
Yeah.
I always
Worst
say
case scenario. Oh, sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I always say at Manor, like, you can't really hide unless,
Yeah.
like, you're trying to hide. Like, y if
Exactly.
you wanna hide, fine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, if you as soon as you step out of that bubble a smidge, we're
Yeah.
gonna notice you, we're gonna help you, like, and that is the best way to really, um just, like, feed into yourself, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
get and it'll open up doors and open up networks, you never know who you're gonna meet. You can meet
Right.
friends, your boyfriends, girlfriends,
Right.
professors who are gonna change your life and give you
Right.
job opportunities. So, that's great advice, and I think it's really tried and true. So, thank you so much. Thank you, Jess, for being with us today. It's been awesome talking to you. Wishing you and Carlos nothing but the best. And thank you so much. We are cheering you on every step of the way.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you like what you heard, listen and subscribe on Spotify or YouTube. Stay up to date with all new episodes by following Manor College on Instagram at Manor College. And that's a wrap on another episode of The Nest, stories about life after Manor College. Remember, Blue Jays, you belong here always.